still have not figured out how to snap or to actually initiate a video with this little remote thing. This came with my camera, or not my camera, but my receiver that fits in the phone, and then two mics. And so I'm just going to turn it off because I already took a snapshot that I'll use for the thumbnail. So hope you're all doing fine this wonderful spring day. It's June 10th, I believe, or 11th. And I'll have to check later. But when you're retired, you don't worry about exactly which day it is. So this is my sewing room. And I finished my ironing board cover and turned out fine. And fits kind of snug, but that's good. There'll be less wrinkles. So now I'm going to get back to my pot pinchers, and they're kind of one of my famous quick jobs that I like doing. They're not as fast as I would like them to be, but then I fit my batting over them, and I don't always use the correct terminology for everything. I call a batting binding sometimes, and it's really not. It's just a wrong word for the video. Okay, now I'm looking for some thread that'll match that. And so I'm going to put my tools away. I'm charging the other mic, so this one will work. I need to find thread, so I'll be back in a second. Oh, here it is. Okay. I have this handy little box that has some thread in it, and since this has some pink and really pale green, well, it has darker green leaves on it, but I'm not going to use green. I really like the pink. I could probably use a vanilla color or even white if I wanted, but I like to match it up if I can. So I wanted to show you this. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of thread, and this is the wooden spool, and it says Star Mercerized Wool Boil 441.5, and it says American Thread Company. So very old. It's a size 50, so I'm not sure if that's a heavy weight. It doesn't feel heavy. And 30 weight is what I normally use for quilting, and other sewing, I just mix it up. These threads that I got, and also this thread doesn't say if it's cotton or polyester or anything else. This thread is 100% cotton, and the name of the company was, I believe, Breaththread, it's called New Breaththread. That's what it is. BROTHREAD. Quilt and embroider your life. I bought some of those, and then before that, I bought these. I ordered, and this is Breaththread as well, and it has 8 different ones in it, and I actually replaced one of them. If you'll notice, I thought this was kind of neat. This box that I got of the darker colors came with these little things, and they fit on they stretch, they're like vinyl or plastic, and they fit on your thread to keep it from like getting tangled in other threads in your box or your thread keeper. I like them to be on top of there if I can find enough of them. And this one, and so this one I think I want to cover up too because the thread keeps running all over. They have nice colors, and the thread seems to work well with what I sew, and I really enjoy working with them. I know I say a lot. So this, as you can see, just stretches down over your thread and sits on top of it, and it keeps it from like unraveling everywhere. And here's another one with a long, kind of a long tail, and I'll use that one for that. I have some other thread, nothing against Walmart, but I have bought these spools from Walmart in the store. This one's okay, but this is a Coats and Clark. But some of the thread that I get from Walmart, maybe a different brand, and it doesn't seem to pull as well. As a matter of fact, it breaks when it's on the machine and I'm in the middle of a project. It breaks, and I'm not sure because I'm not sure if it's this one because this is a Coats and Clark. I don't know if I have any more. It could be that one, but anyways, I'm going to show you the box that she gave me. Let's put this in here. She gave me this container that someone handed to her. It may have been her mom's or her aunt or her grandmother, and she's my age, so probably pretty old. And there's wooden spools in there. Here's a Coats and Clark's wooden spool, mercerized, and again, I don't think it says cotton. Just says 150 yards, made in the USA, mercerized. Here's one, Talon, mercerized. And that one says 19 cents. So if you have been to the store to buy thread lately, you know that these are old because the price of thread now is over probably a couple dollars for a little one. I'm not sure. In fact, I'm not sure they even sell the small ones anymore. When you go to Walmart, most of them are about this size or larger. I'll have to check and see if they have any small ones. This is 80 cents. It's a JMP Coats dual duty, and it's gray. It is cotton covered polyester, and it sews all fabrics. The thing about polyester is it doesn't shrink when it's washed. So if you do something, if you're sewing cotton that's going to shrink when you wash it, and you've used polyester thread, you may have some loose threads when you're done washing and drying your item. Coats and Clark, here's another wooden one. And this one doesn't have a price on it. It's a mercerized for sewing. It's kind of a pretty green color. I have a plastic thimble. I think it's plastic. I have other thimbles in my sewing kit that I have. Here's another dual duty, 25 cents, extra strong, 75 yards. And it is dual duty plus. I'm going to wind it because it looks like it's going all over my container here. And this is a polyester cotton wrapped for hand sewing on buttons, rugs, and heavy fabrics. It's interesting. And yeah, 25 cents. Nice thread. It feels heavier, and it is. It's made for heavier items. It won't fit in that holder. This one is another one of the mercerized threads that it says it will boil. Like if you want to boil your thread or your fabric and it's already been sewn, I'm not sure what else people use boil thread for, but this is a star mercerized, and it's from the American Thread Company. It has a wooden spool. Now, I used one of the wooden spools for the pink because I didn't have any light pink, and I was doing some pot pinchers that had pink as the major color in them, the dominant color. And my thread kept catching. It was catching on a little nick in the wood on here. And so I took an emery board. Not sure it worked really well, but I took an emery board to the spot right here and kind of shaved off as much as I could, and then used nail polish to seal it to take any rough spots or nicked parts out. You can see it's nicked if you look. I'm trying to find something to put it against so you'll see the nick. And so it's good thread. I just needed to, and after I touched it up with the nail polish and left it dry, then it was okay. I'm going to snip some of these because they're just messy and they're tangled. And we want the tangles out. So that one can go on the small one. Here's another wooden spool, 19 cents. Fast to boiling. It's a size 50. And it is from, looks like it says Belding Corticelli, 125 yards, size 50. And it looks like it says bell waxed. So it's like, not sure what that means. It's shade 1165 red. Doesn't say red, but here's a coat Clark's Boil Fast. And that's a wooden one. This is a Coats and Clark's that's almost empty. So I may be able to use it for, and it's 100, it says 15 cents, and it's a wooden spool, and it would work for hand sewing. There's enough there to do a hem or something, a small hem, or a little tear. Okay, this one is empty, and I'm just saving it. I don't know why. I'll figure it out later. Here's one. We already looked at some of the heavy. What did I do with that? Maybe I didn't put that heavy one in the right spot. This one, I'm not sure. That one's kind of tangled. If I can pull that out. Okay. That's a sage green. And that's color 294A. And it was 30 cents. J&P Coats, Dual Duty Plus Mercerized Stronger is what it says. 125 yards. And it's a real pretty color, kind of sage color. They have a couple sage colors, and they won't fit into the back of the container. This one is a Coats Super Sheen Mercerized Boil Fast, and it says something with zone or something added to it. Mercerized, 50 weight. And that one won't fit in there either. So I'm not sure which dual duty this one was for. J and something Coats and Clark, or J and, let's see what it says. Sorry guys, have to find the label that I just tossed. Okay, this one says J&P Coats. So this might have been a time when J&P Coats wasn't joined with Coats with Clark. So I'm thinking Coats and Clark got together and did some, because I remember they've been a business for eons. So I'm going to toss that one. It's not attached to anything. Here's a I forget what you call that color. It's a funny chartreuse green. It's kind of a really pretty color, but there isn't much of it. I'm sure if I looked around my house, I could find a chartreuse scarf or something. Anyway, there's some interesting threads in there. And this one again is empty. Not sure what I'll do with my empties. And here's a little tiny one. It's Talon. And I remember Talon thread and from when I was young. When I was a girl, when I was a young girl in high school, I would alter my clothes. We got something one time in Ohio, is where I grew up, and we got something, a box of clothes from a lady that dropped them off because I was in a foster home. And she came with a box of clothes. They were gently worn. Um, and one item was a plaid romper, like a jumper. We called it plaid jumper. And it had didn't have sleeves, it was a jumper. And I remember I had to alter it so that it would fit. So it seems to me like I took it in um, along the sides and um, I did something else to alter it, and then I hemmed it, and it was cute. You wear it's the type that you wear a shirt underneath, and it turned out really cute. So I think I was in like ninth grade, maybe, and I made it fit, made it work, and I did it with a lot of my clothes because you could change something so much when you do that. Um, Everything just looks better, and when it's tailored, um, fits better. So um, I just was so glad that I knew enough about sewing that I could do that. I'm not able to fit all these in here and get the lid down, so I'm just going to set it to the side and then put my threads back. When I worked home health care in Florida, a client of mine, she was kind of independent and she had several sewing machines and a serger. And she asked me if I could use some thread. I had no idea she was going to give me this size thread. Um, in fact, I don't use it on my machine. I need one of those things that adjusts to it because this won't fit right. And I also don't know how to convert this so that it stands up tall so I could use this. But they do have freestanding thread holders or spool holders that I could buy. And but I've used it already for hand sewing, and she gave me two. One was a rose color, and one is this pale yellow or beige. It's not really beige; it's more yellow. So, but I thanked her so much for them because at that time, in fact, she gave me also um, an apron, and this was back in like 2014. And I always had planned on doing something with the apron. And then I was going to give it to my granddaughter, but now she's 16 and it wouldn't fit her. Hold on one second. So I still have this portion, and she did this. She did the cross stitch for this, and I cut it off because this was going to be too small of an apron for anyone in my family. And the fabric that I used to put the cross stitch on was not very sturdy. And I can't remember. She just gave me the square. So I got some binding. I went ahead and bound it, but I was thinking, why not cut this off and put it on to a pot holder or something else. I did use, the reason I cut it off was I needed some stripes for a striped fabric for some of my patriotic pot pinchers. Hold on one second, I'll show you. So I used some of that striped fabric in my pot pinchers. It's on the inside, as you can see, and it turned out really cool. I like it. I liked it with that. And then now I have, she said, you can do whatever you want with that square. It would be cute on an apron. I said, okay. So that's what I'm planning on doing something different with it, but I don't know what yet. And so here's the other one. They have the cute stripes. And this is a pair. And I sell these. I sell them. So I have lots of orders, um, several, and I've already filled quite a few. And it's just kind of a go-to thing. When I don't have a big project, I will do these. And they kind of loom in the background of everything that I'm doing. And I really enjoy doing alterations. I just started doing those. And you can like you can let me know what you think. And I don't like doing alterations for somebody unless they live close and they can come for a fitting and all of that. Also, I don't have a dress form yet. So once I get a dress form, then I will be able to work on that more. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys some threads that I had and those antique ones. That was the main thing. So I will make more videos, and you guys click like and subscribe if you like my videos. And I hope you do. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I know you guys probably um, have seen some of my yucky videos that I have problems with editing, and I'm using the app called iMovie, something like that, and it's not turning out real well. But um, some of them do, some of them don't. So y'all let me know what you think. Any feedback is appreciated, and I will talk at you later. Bye.